Well, it has been a long time since I've done anything with this channel, and it kind of has to do with the video that I actually want to record today, which is managing your expectations while my legs are shaking. I want to preface this video by saying I do not hit legs. I have hit 2 leg sessions since January. To be honest, I have no excuse other than I'm just running the whole time, so I'm doing like 6 runs a week, so my legs are fucking battered, and then on top of that, I'm also back playing rugby now, so my legs just are very fragile, and like if I hit a leg day, then my run the next day isn't going to be as good. Blah, blah. It's a lot of excuses. I'm trying my best. I'm doing one today. That's all that matters. We're starting with an RDL. It's just going to be... Oh, that's a row. Clearly not I've done this in a long time, but we're getting there. There we go. That's the right movement. Tuck them arse cheeks. Alright, that'll do for a warm-up. The main reason why I wanted to make this video is because I was thinking about how much pressure I do put on myself. And it's just because of the expectations that I set on myself to do everything when sometimes it's not physically possible. And that's kind of why I stopped making videos on this channel, because I went from a place where I had over 1 million followers on TikTok, everything I posted was getting minimum like 100,000 views, to where I'd post on this YouTube channel and I get 1k views. And it just felt like, why the fuck am I doing this? What a waste of time. But there's 1,000 people seeing it. Even if there's not, even if 10 people see it, that's still 10 fuckers going to click on my video to sit down and watch me talk shit about random stuff and just lift some fucking weights. And yeah, that led me to stop giving a fuck about actually posting this type of content, which I enjoy because it gives people something to think about. I feel like a lot of time, it sounds really stupid, but a lot of time I go for my runs or whatever and I have nothing to think about. There's just nothing going on in my brain. And this gives people an understanding of what you need to talk about to improve yourself as a better person. Okay, 60 kilos. Let's go, you whore. There we go. Oh, it's not actually too bad. That's all right. So I need to understand that my expectations for these videos to do like super viral numbers is not going to happen. Not that it's not going to happen, but it just doesn't happen off the bat. And the fact that I even was getting 1,000 views plus on those videos is actually pretty fucking impressive, considering I posted like 6 times. But saying that, like, I don't think you should be just comfortable in the fact you're only getting 1,000 views, or whatever you're doing in life, you're only at a certain stage. You should always be looking to build on that, which is where you set your expectations too. Unfortunately, mine were just way too fucking high. And the funny thing about that is they were so high when it came to my other parts of social media, like TikTok. My views actually started decreasing because I put so much fucking like thought behind, if this video doesn't get at least 300k views, there's something wrong. And that just led me into falling out of making content and led me to falling out of the gym. Everything just crumbled from there. And I just had to like rebuild myself back up again, which was a pain in the fucking arse. Oh Jesus, the hamstrings are fucking tight already. I better not be getting a cramp. We're going straight up to 80 anyway. So we'll see how that goes, and fuck it, hopefully I don't die. Yeah. Alright, that was a good few reps. I don't know how many it was. I think I'm safe to go up to 100. And I'll see from there, I don't know. And I always set very high expectations for myself. I've always done it. Like, I wouldn't be in the position where I am today to be doing social media as a full-time job if I didn't do that. But I forgot the fact that you don't have to be like the greatest to ever do something. You just have to fucking do it. I think the analogy that the person who stays in bed is always going to be betting a race by the person who just gets out of bed. Doing something at all is better than not doing anything. And once I was actually able to realize that, I was able to kind of find enjoyment in the stuff I'd done again. If I got out and ran a 5k and I came back, I'd enjoy that. I'd feel good after running a 5k. It mightn't have been a fucking full marathon, but I knew that that was the best effort that I could have given on that day. Say if I posted the video that I spent fucking 5 hours on and it got 25k views instead of the 400,000 that I was getting the year prior. I still posted a video and it's 25k views more than I would have got if I didn't post anything at all. Now I do expect to be able to hit this 100 kilo RDL, but even if I don't hit it, I tried and I gave my best effort towards it. Oh, there we go, okay. Stick the arse out. 5. I can definitely do more than that. My goal this year was to get back into the shape that I was in back 2 years ago, before I let everything go to shit, my prime. And that was going to be hard because I had put on a shit ton of weight. I was out of breath walking up the stairs, and the start is usually the hardest part. That was my goal for the entire year, and I ran a half marathon 2 months later, which was something that filled me with such awe that when I came home and had a shower, I literally cried for a good 2 hours after because I couldn't get over it. It was the fittest I had ever been in my life. You're looking at the lad who was picked last for everything in PE because he was unfit. And yeah, I got into a condition before where I just looked amazing, but I was still unfit as fuck. And after 2 months of just hard graft running, I was able to do something that my mind could never even conceptualize. When I was younger, I was scared of running a 5K because I remember walking into changing rooms in school and seeing these lads who used to play for the county or whatever talking about their skin tests where they'd be coming out, oh, I have 5% body fat, blah, 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 blah. Other lads talking about how they were running a 5K or doing 50 million fucking pull-ups. And I was sat there with fucking gyno to the point where I was actually afraid of taking off my top in PE. Even yesterday I went for a walk down to the harbour and I was reminiscing about the times where lads and lassies from a year in school would go down when the weather was hot and they'd all go swimming. But I never showed up because I was always way too self-conscious to even take my top off. I never even wanted to show up in a t-shirt because you could see my love handles through it. So from doing that to being able to put my head down and run a half marathon was probably one of the craziest moments of my life. But when you go onto social media, you see these lunatics doing full marathons in fucking 2 hours or doing a full Ironman. You start comparing yourself to them and you start thinking, oh, maybe I'm just not as good as I thought I was. This was a lifelong goal for me, to be fit, to be able to go up a set of stairs without being out of breath. And suddenly I started thinking to myself, oh, maybe I'm not good enough. Which is where you have to actually start thinking, what are your expectations for yourself? Because for me, I achieved something I never thought I could. And that's when the negativity starts to come in. And that's when everything just starts to fucking shit the bed. Right, we're on to 110, which, again, I'm hoping she'll be fine. Oh, there we go. Oh, I want to do another set of them. So I leave it at 6 reps. So that's when I really had to think about what are the actual goals I want to set for myself. What am I looking to achieve? Because I don't necessarily want to do an Ironman. I just have the ideology of a child where it's like, he has that toy, now I want that. Which to be honest with you, I'm not fucking arsed about. I don't want to run an Ironman. It's way too much fucking work. My goals are in other places. And you have to actually sit down with yourself and understand, what do I want and what do I want to prioritize? Personally, I'm back playing the rugby and I realized I want to get better at that. So getting better at rugby was one of my main goals. Secondly, I wanted to look better. And yeah, it might be superficial, but it's the truth. That's what I fucking wanted. And thirdly, I wanted my brain back. People will see social media or the people on social media and think, that lad just thinks of shit. He just posts video, whatever comes to his mind, that's how it works. But unfortunately, brains don't really work like that. Brains only want to work if you give them the energy to do so. And I know from the past that my brain works the best when I feed it properly, I train it properly, and I give it good conditions. I needed to stop over obsessing about numbers because I got to a stage where my stats were down. I was still making decent money, but I just didn't enjoy it. I woke up every morning shitting myself that I wasn't going to get another video out today because I've had so many blanks. And that was because I just ate myself up over it. I panicked too much because I couldn't think. And because I couldn't think, I just kept procrastinating. And I never set any expectations because I just felt like no matter what I done, I just felt worse. But it wasn't no matter what I done. It's just because I was doing fucking nothing. And I was eating whatever I wanted, not working out, not training, and I didn't fucking enjoy anything, man. I was too comfortable. And your body needs that bit of stress to be able to push it forward, to be able to do more and progress yourself. Okay, one last set of these and then we're gonna move on to some quads. Oh, fuck. Everything hurts. Okay, one more, come on. Now, thankfully, with my fitness goals, things were going to be easy. Not only had I done it before, which definitely helped, but all you need to do is eat less, run around, and lift some shit. It's not fucking rocket science. The weight will fall off you and you will get fitter. Obviously, that's the most basic way of putting it, but it's a fucking truth. However, when it came to social media, My views were down, I was gaining no followers, and I knew I had to change something. But the issue is, with socials, no one really knows what the fuck they're doing. Genuinely, nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. Which meant I basically had to start from scratch. How the fuck was I gonna turn this bitch around? Oh, jeez. One of the main reasons why I don't like hitting legs is because this quad leg raise is just, it's not the greatest. Let's just put it at that. The range of motion just isn't really there. See my legs, they only go down to here. So how do I go from gaining nearly 1 million followers in my first year of social media to not knowing what the fuck I was doing anymore and be able to turn what I have back into something I love? I had lost all passion at this stage. And to be honest, in a weird way, it kind of came from just not giving a shit anymore, which is kind of counterintuitive, but it makes sense when I expand on it. Because I just worry too much about the numbers. With TikTok and Instagram and even YouTube, the algorithm is constantly changing. And like, you cannot blame the algorithm. No matter what you fucking do, you cannot blame the algorithm, because if you do, it just means that your content is shit. And I knew that a lot of content I was putting out there was good. It wasn't shit, but it just wasn't hitting the same as what it was. I had gained so many followers off just doing what I was doing, but that gets stale. Ended up turning my page from a less personable thing into trying to make it what a brand would like. And they don't want to see this toned down fucking gobshite who's too scared to do anything. And that wasn't my style. Like, that wasn't and has never been my content. I diluted myself because my expectations prior were to expand from TikTok and move on to the likes of YouTube or to television, where I'd be seen as more of a quote-unquote real celebrity. Because the issue with doing social media is, like, you're never really taken as that. You're just the TikToker guy. And it literally took me the year of fucking failing to realize I am the TikToker guy. That is exactly what I fucking am. So why not just embrace that? Stop trying to be something you're not. People will watch it. Like, people will enjoy, because that's what they came for originally, was the guy who just posted fucking protein bar reviews on TikTok. I'm the guy that is like every other guy that people want to see do well. Because I think in a bit of essence, a lot of people see themselves in what I do. From the place where I grew up afraid of my own body to get into the stage where I had this like mega viral trend, I was getting these followers, I started getting brand deals. People related to that. And they could see that I made that jump to start making videos, and it paid off. But the issue is, because I tried to stray away from that to become more like commercially viable and to evolve myself unnaturally, I think a lot of people started to actually fucking like hate me for that. And it's not a thing where I hate when people talk about, oh, Ireland is begrudgery once you start doing well. No, it's once you like start turning into something that you're not. It's when it's the same everywhere. Once you turn into this unnatural version of yourself, then yeah, people will start to be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Okay, I think I put enough weight on this. Oh, Jesus, fuck yeah. Okay, there we go. We're going. 7, 8, 9. All right, that'll do for now. I want higher weight. Now, saying all that, I was still myself. It doesn't really make any sense. I was just a very confused version of myself. I lost sight of what I wanted to be. And it's just because my expectations were just blown completely out of proportion. I just got over enthusiastic. And when I didn't meet my own expectations, it brought me back all the way to rock bottom. Because when you build yourself up on a pedestal and that pedestal comes knocking down, the last thing you want to fucking do is to go and build it up again. So you just refuse and you sit at the fucking bottom and wallow in your own piss. Being able to stimulate my brain with physical activity and stuff definitely really helped. I'm not gonna lie, it was probably one of the main things that got me out of that slump. But it gave me my purpose again, because I am the guy who got into fitness after being a fucking fat cunt. That is who I am. And when I moved all my eggs into this other basket, I started to stray away from that. So I basically just started posting actual videos of myself. Things that just entertained me. I wasn't looking for widespread approval. I wasn't looking for 1 million views. I just wanted to post shit that I thought was interesting. For example, yesterday, I posted a video about the fact that I have frozen mango, I put it in a bowl with 7-Up, and I called it a mango soup. Your mango becomes unfrozen, so it's easier to eat, and then your 7-Up gets cowled. So it's like a win-win. I thought that was interesting, I put it up on my TikTok. I didn't expect that to get fucking 10 million views. I didn't expect it to be viral. But I did think if anybody sees this, they're going to be like, this lad is literally just posting weird, stupid invention about nothing. And if you put it on a numbers basis, that video alone probably would have gave me more followers than I'd get off a viral video of just some sound with 5 million views. because you're showing an actual part of yourself and you're not getting wound up in the process of creating content. You're just fucking making it. Okay. Ow. Fuck yeah, that's heavy. Okay, we're way back. Oh, mother of God. Can't remember where I left off. I don't know what I'm talking about. Now, the one thing I will say is when it comes to expectations, you have your internal expectations and you also have your external expectations. What everyone else thinks of you. And for me, when I have such a massive fucking following, man, was I scared of letting down other people's expectations. Which is the stupidest thing ever. Because I started my TikTok account and kept posting on my TikTok account because I didn't give a fuck about what other people thought. And like I said, I just ended back up at square one. So when I started TikTok, nobody said it to me directly, but they said it to other people. I had a lot of people who were very, very envious and jealous of the success that I gained in such a short amount of time, which is fair enough, because jealousy is a normal human trait, and I can't say that I have not been jealous of people at times. That happens. But anyway, they said that I wouldn't make it past a few months. They said that I would just, be this person who went all the way up and then just fell straight off the map. I'm doing this 3.5 years. This year has been my best year ever. From a baseline of opportunities, jobs, work, the whole shebang, even my own personal goals, this has been probably the best year of my life so far, which is crazy considering in 2022, I hit 1 million followers basically after just fucking starting making videos that year. But I blew those expectations out of the water. And unfortunately, the goalposts always change in what other people are going to think of you. And I let that get into my head because my views started going from 400k down to 100k. I started to let that expectation of others get into my head. Because I was doing it for 2 years absolutely exceptionally. And then once that massive downwards curve came, I started to think people are going to go onto my profile, see I'm only getting the 100k views compared to the 500,000 I was getting before. And they're going to start thinking, yeah, fuck this guy. I knew he was going to fall off. And that's all I kept telling in my head. That's what you're going to keep telling yourself, because that's an external expectation you have on yourself. So when you're setting your goals and expectations, it is very, very hard to not let the external in. But you have to keep thinking that they're your goals, not somebody else's. Okay. Oh, Jesus. No, I don't. I'm not going to be able to walk tomorrow. I have a game on Friday. It's now Wednesday as I'm recording this. And that's why I'm training legs today, because I want my legs to be fresh Friday. But like, fuck me, man. Had a run yesterday, training yesterday, and I done 20,000 steps. Today I woke up, done a 10k. Now I'm doing a fucking leg session. I can't wait for EP. There's going to be 4 days of beer. And doing sweet fuck all. And you know why I can do that without being worried? The fucking 3 weeks or so leading up to EP, I am fucking dialed in. I'm getting up and I'm doing them runs. I'm doing them leg sessions when my legs are dead. I'm playing the fucking rugby when my shoulder feels like it's out of place. I'm putting in the work so that I can enjoy myself, because that is what fitness is about. I think I've probably done all my ranting. I don't think there's much more to talk about. I definitely have missed parts. And hopefully I haven't said some shit that's just stupid. But we do only have one more exercise. And to be honest, I don't even know the fucking name of it. I'm actually awful. I'm not really good at this whole gym YouTube stuff. It's basically a squat, but it's on a Smith machine. You're gone. And it's like predominantly just your body weight, because you're in a hooer of fucking position where your legs are spread out in front of you. I'm trying to think if there's anything I want to just include before we round things out. I guess the only thing I'd want to say is that expectations change over time. I'm still learning. And you know, the reason why I got into a slump last year was because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I could turn around in 3 years' time and think, this video's a load of bollocks. He doesn't know what he's fucking talking about. He's young, dumb and stupid, which is the truth. I'm only 23 years of age. I am learning every day. My expectations for myself change on the toss of a coin. And that's not a bad thing. It's good to be open to change. So whatever you feel in the moment might be completely different to what you felt over a year ago. But as long as you think you're doing right in the moment, do it. What I thought I was doing in the moment back last year when I did just feel like shit, I thought that was the right thing to do. You don't know these things until you try them. 90% of your life, you're gonna try stuff, you're gonna fail stuff. But as long as you keep getting back up and doing it, man, you fucking crack the code. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to be the best at something, because God knows I'm fucking not the best at anything. I'm just waking up every day and trying to do what I think is right in the moment. Legs out in front. I have really bad sunburn right now. This is really hurting my shoulders. You're slow on the way down, fast on the way up. Okay, we're doing one more of these to failure. And oh, there's nothing on the fucking bar. They'd probably help if I put weight on. Ow! You fucking arsehole. Jesus Christ. Okay. I think I'll just do the outro from down here, to be honest. If you enjoyed the video and you do want to see me rant a little bit more, feel free to like and subscribe. I might upload a lot, but I am going to try record a few gym sessions and just talk about whatever's on my mind. Because I really do think this helps. It might not help everyone, but even if it helps one person, I think that's better than nothing. And yeah, if you think I'm just talking pure waffle, let me know and I'll just go see a therapist instead. Ooh, yeah, that's sore. Oh, yeah, legs are kind of fucked. Good luck and God bless. You! I'm gonna make some soup. I want some soup. Ooh.